Grade 3, Module 4, Lesson 6 Mathcast by Rebecca Hunt. First, we're going to start off with some vocabulary. Our first word is array, and this is items arranged in rows and columns. Off to the side, we have this picture here, and it's an array because it's organized in rows and columns. So our pieces of candy are an array. Our next word is area, and this is the size of a surface. And we'll be using this square right here to try to find the area. And each box here is a 1 inch by 1 inch square. So first we need to know, how do we find area with an array? So we're trying to find the area of this square right here. And it's an array because it's divided into rows and columns. So what we could do first is count them. So right here you see that we've counted all of them, and it turns out that we have 12 1 inch by 1 inch squares. Or another method we could do is see that we have 3 tiles on the bottom, 4 tiles on the side, and we can multiply them. So we would get 3 inch by 4 inch equals 12 inches squared. We've multiplied the 3 and the 4, but also the inches to get the inches squared. So that means we have 12 square inches, and we can write it this way or this way. So now what happens if some squares are missing from the array? The problem says, find the area of the array below. This is the same square that we used before, but now we have to find the area with these missing lines. And the first step is to fill in those lines, and we'll start with the column first. So here you can see by this purple line that we have filled in the column. And now the row. All you have to do is continue the line for where it's missing. And like we said before, you can count them, or you can multiply them. 3 inches times 4 inches equals 12 inches squared. Okay, so our final problem says the tiled floor in Caden's dining room has a rug on it as shown below. How many square tiles are on the floor, including the tiles under the rug? So the first step is to use a straight edge to fill in the missing lines. Just take a ruler or a straight edge and line them up with these lines and continue the lines of the array across. Don't forget your columns. So here we have filled in our array, and so we've followed the columns and the rows. Our next step is to count the squares or use multiplication to find the area. If you choose to count the squares, it's important to recognize what a square is. So like this is one whole square. Just because there's a black line in it doesn't mean it's a separate square. For this problem, it's easier to use multiplication because there's so many squares. Counting them would take a lot longer than multiplying them. So now if we count the side tiles, or height, we get 8 tiles. And if we count the bottom, or the width, we get 10 tiles. And we multiply those to get 80 square tiles. Now you know how to find the area even when you have an incomplete array. Thanks for watching!